Hi guys, thanks for checking out this video. My bait freezer went bang in the summer, and after all them offshore kayak sessions using the big baits, it's looking rather depleted now. So I've come out this evening to chuck out some squid jigs and to do a little bit of float fishing as well under the 50-watt lamp that I've brought out with me, just to see if I can bring in some garfish and some squid. Conditions tonight, nice, flat and calm, a little bit chilly if anything, but I got all the warm gear on, so I should be alright tonight. I'll give you a quick run through the setups that I'm going to be using in this session, and then we'll crack on. So for the squid jigging then guys, I'm going to be using my 10-foot 15 to 56 gram HTO Nebula Penn Spinfisher 3.5 loaded with 20-pound HTO Nebula braid. It's pretty much my lure outfit. All I've done is chucked on some squid gear. One up, one down with a glow stick is what I'm going to go for this evening. So just waiting for it to get a little bit darker guys, and then I'm going to chuck the 50-watt lamp over the side of the rocks and turn it on, and hopefully bring some garfish and perhaps some squid in as well. I'm not going to harp on too much on the squid jigging tonight because I want to do that for a separate video, but I'll give you a quick run through some of the jigs that I've brought out with me and the ones I'm going to be using tonight and why. So guys, when it comes to choosing a squid jig then for tonight, I'm going to be fishing in fairly deep water. However, it's going to be quite snaggy, so I don't really want to be going along the bottom too much, so I'm going to try my best to not tempt myself to chuck one of these on, which have been doing pretty well for me lately, but I'll leave that for another video. I'm instead, rather than fishing a floating lure like this on the top, which is what I usually do, I'm actually going to go with two sinking lures, slow sinking lures. I'm going to go with some natural patterns for this session, because the water doesn't look too murky tonight. So I'm going to start off with that, and then if that's not happening, then put on something a little bit more obvious. So I'm going to go with that one there, and I believe this one's a DDT Otia. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but I think that's what that one is. So I'm going to go with those two jigs then on the one up, one down, and the heavier of the two I'll put at the bottom, and that way that should reduce getting into a tangle. But with the rig I got there, which I'll show you in another video, that you don't seem to get as many tangles. So it seems like I need to change my glow stick. It's still got a bit of glow in it, but yeah, get a fresh one on that. So I don't know if people knew this, but when you get your lights from the tackle shop or online, or however you get your little night sticks for the squid jigging, you also get a little rubber sleeve with it as well. I believe that's for putting on your rod tip, stuff like that, just being able to thread it on. What I actually do, just to save some of the rubber tubing that you get, is I cut it into small pieces, small little hoops, and I thread it up the line, and that's how I apply my my glow stick. I'll show you now. So do away with the old one. I'm left with these two little rubber sleeves that I thread up the line. Put one on the top there, get the other one, and these rubber sleeves are sliding. They're just literally, like I say, hooked onto the rig body. And there we go. Some people use one, I use two, because it will reduce the tangles. If you've got one on there and he's just rubbered in the middle there, he's going to get tangled on each side. But with two on, you can actually just put the sleeve over the very end of the tip light, and it will stop your line going over it. So I'm going to break that up now, give it a shake, and then we're ready to start squidding. So glow stick's ready to rock. Let's get the top jig on then. It's got a little trapped lure clip there for that one, and then one at the bottom of the rod, just on there. There we go. Clip that on, nice and easy. And these lures here, the white colours, they're really reactive to UV light, which I'll show you in the next video when we go out squidding. I haven't invested in a proper squidding light, one of the ones that goes in the water. Might look at that perhaps for next season, but for this season, just the rechargeable 50-watt lamp. You don't need to carry a car battery or a motorbike battery with me, so kind of makes sense if I'm just going on my own most of the time. Has he got it again? Oh, he had it again. He's quite shallow, he might even come right up for it. He's got it, he's got it. He's right. Oh, come on, come on. Come on. Might even see him come up and grab it. He's just in that wash. My glow stick's out of the water. He's right there. Just gonna leave the jigs down a bit. See if he comes in for them. There we go. Oh. Might be two of them down there. Some aggressive takes. There we go. Got him. It's number one. Well guys, he's certainly no monster, but I will take that any day. Perfect bait size squid. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few down there. The jigs were getting absolutely smashed just under the light there, so I'm gonna, no messing around, get this one in the keep bucket and get the jigs back out there. Ah, there we go, garfish. Can you see him? Right under the light. Perfect. Just what the doctor ordered. Literally right under the light. Like a sunbed. That's a good sign. Can you see him? He's going to swim right under this light now. Just caught in that bit of wash there. Here he comes in the wash. Can you see him? Pointing my rod at him. Might be hard to pick up on the camera, but they're in. Oh, now there's some more. Oh no, it's squid. There's actually squid under the light here. They've just swam in. Just swam in under the light. They're not big, they're perfect size for the bait, so I'm just going to drop right down here. Perhaps they were chasing some bait fish in that have come in for the ground bait. I've got one on now already. There we go. Oh, feels a bit better. And my float rod's in the way. There we go. That was pretty much sight fishing for that one. I've seen about 4 or 5 of them in a wave coming in. So yeah, drop the jigs down, bang, straight away, literally straight away. As soon as I seen him, he grabbed onto it. I didn't see him grab it, but they were quite deep. But right in and amongst the rocks, right under that light that I'm using, out on the rocks and not on the pier. Well guys, I think a squid's picked up the float. It doesn't look like it's swimming off like a gar would. Something's definitely picked it up. Yeah, squid. Squid had hold of that. Right, float rod's coming out of the water just for a bit. The squid are about under the light, even though there is one garfish, but I think he's just here to tease me, to be honest. So now going to be concentrating on the jigs again. Whew, not long into this trip. I don't care about that garfish, he can do what he likes. Now, to be honest, when it's fishing like this for the squid, there isn't really a technique. You just drop it in and just hold the rod. Just work it up and down. When the fishing's like this, you don't really have to put much effort into it, to be honest. So I'm not doing anything particularly special. Like I say, literally just Little bit of slack line on the jigs, little bit of tight line, little bit of slack line, little bit of tight line, just bouncing up and down. But no, that was pretty cool. I don't know if that come out on camera, the squid coming in under the light there, but it just shows you do not need the pier full of lights, full of people, full of tangles when people are casting over your rods. I absolutely hate it, and that's why I come out here. It's different when it's like midweek, silly o'clock in the morning, and there's no one around, you've got the pier to yourself, that's different. But on a Friday night, no thank you. I'll have the rocks, thank you very much. Quite happy to stay out here and fish. I think we've got another one here, guys. Oh, he's let go. Gave a right thud then. Usually what I do is when they grab hold of the jig like that, is give a little strike, and if he's not holding it properly, it tends to pretty much gets him right in the mouth. Oh well. Oh, he's not letting up on that. Sometimes what they do, it seems that they do, cuttlefish are renowned for this, hence why on cuttlefish jigs a lot of them have spikes on the back there. But what squid sometimes do is, rather than grabbing from the back and pulling back onto the pins, sometimes they grab from the side there and they take the jig down. So what I like to do is give it a quick strike, which will then slide the jig out their grasp for a split second and then get them stuck. So if they've got hold of it like that, quick strike, bang, and they're like that, it just slips the jig out of their grasp, out of their grip for a split second, and ends up right in their face. So these get well embedded right in the mouth area. 3 squid in about 5 or 6 casts, pretty much right at the start of the session. We've already got a garfish in under the light now, and it's carnage on the squid, and no one's cast over my line yet. Strange how I've seen them swimming up into the light, the squid I mean, but I haven't seen them taking a jig right up to the light. Sometimes you get them following it right up. Well, to be honest with you, seeing as I'm not staying long, 3 squid, perfect bait size as well, I'm chuffed with that as it stands. It's a shame there's not many garfish. Usually they come at the top of the tide like I was saying before, but there's this one here. He's trying to wind me up, I think. He's swimming right under the light. I don't know if you can see him. He just keeps doing the same little loop. Now this water's getting pretty close, so I'm going to make this last cast in this position, and then just move a little bit further around on the rocks and go a little bit higher up. Oh, there's quite a few gars in here now. I've just spotted another one. He's really small though. But they're coming in, and it's a shame because I'm going to have to move my light and get it set up elsewhere, but I'm only going a couple of yards that way, so shouldn't really make any odds. I've got to have my wits about me here, because to the right of me the swell's rolling right up the back of the rock, so, and I'm stood right on a little point with my light. But I don't want it to get wet, but it's when that swell hits its maximum height, it's not far off it. Last thing I want to do is get it all wet. Right, nothing chasing them up, so I'm going to get the light packed up and just move position and get back into it again. So guys, if you haven't seen it, just while I'm packing it up, this is the 50 watt lamp that I use. these are the ones that builders use on the sites and that, and it comes with 2 little footrests, but I don't use them. All I do is I just put a bit of rope through the rotating arm on there and tie a knot on the end, and a bit of rope. It's got a handle there with a bit of sponge, so I usually pin that against the rock and then just lower it down, and it's got an on and off button there and a little charging port, so don't need to carry a generator or anything like that, and it's handy for these little sessions just like this, like a quick couple of hours. It's got, I believe it's 5 to 6 hours maximum battery power for this to just keep running, but usually I'm only out for about 3 or 4 very max. So yeah, it's absolutely ideal for me, considering I haven't invested in a proper squid lamp yet. But no, this is ideal. It's basically like taking the pier with you. Oh, well, so this is the high tide spot that I fish. It's a nice flat platform, absolutely ideal for this tonight. So I'll get the lamp set up again, and we're literally just going to do the same as we were doing before, down there with the squid jig, and looking out for a shoal of garfish that are feeding, if they do turn up, that is. So guys, when it comes to tying off my light that's hanging over the side, I literally just do a couple of wraps around a rock that I can find with a couple of crevices around it, and then just whack in a few half hitches or something. It's not a heavy light, so it doesn't take much effort, but I've not even tied that off. That is literally just dangling there with a couple of wraps around that rock, so that should be sound. Just need to get the bugger on now and get fishing again. Yay. Just had that one on a follow-up, guys. So we're going to stay on. Don't want to ink the GoPro. Hey, another one. Yeah, so there you go guys, a little bit of weed on there, just plucking that off, making sure I get the majority of it off, if not, get it all off. A little bit on that one as well. There we go. Both these lures doing really well tonight, but that's not a surprise considering how clear the water is today. Well guys, I just had it again. Another shoal of squid came right under the light then. In fact, have I got one now? I think I've got one now. There we go. See that little tap I gave it? They came right under the light. It's not a bad one, this. Quite a good one. Well, it's not going too badly considering this was meant to be a float and squid jigging session, but so far the garfish are being a bit lax and the squid are certainly on the ball, so I'm not going to complain about that because these are perfect bait size. This jig is absolutely nailing it tonight. Clear water, and that's the DDT. See how that one's hooked? He's not actually hooked in the mouth, it's just on top. And that's like I was saying before, where they tend to latch onto the jig. And if you give them a little tap on the rod tip as they're just before they start doing their pumping action, if you can feel that little bit of dead weight on the line, just give it a little tap on the rod tip, and you'll more than likely snag up somewhere on him, because he's probably not holding the lure properly. It's not going too badly so far. Due a battery change on this GoPro. But only been out probably about an hour now. Hour and a half maybe. And I think we've got 4 squid, I think. So it's not too bad, whilst I've been switching between that and the float. But the garfish are playing hard to get tonight, I believe. Well, there's a baby squid on here, guys. Really small one. Not sure if you can see him. Tiny one. Check that out. Tiny. Perfect bait size though. Oh, just inked me. And he's left a load of ink on my jig. Just washing this jig out in this little pool covered in ink. The last thing I'd want to do if I was another squid is take a fish that's covered in ink, because something doesn't add up if it's used as a defense mechanism. There's loads of gars around, but they're just not interested whatsoever, it seems, on the sand eel. There's a bite. There we go, he's got it, he's got it. There we go. Not a bad one. Absolutely perfect size. There's plenty of squid there that are up for it, but the garfish sadly ain't. So turns out this is going to be more of a squid session than a garfish float session, which is a shame, because I was after some garfish as well tonight, but got to fish for what's in front of you, and tonight that seems like it's some nice bait sized squid. He's teasing me, that gar. Oh, we got a squid. We got a squid. There we go. Little twitch again. Oh, and another one. And they're all coming tonight on this DDT white killer. This lure here is absolutely smashing these squid out. I've not even UV torched it and it's absolutely slaying tonight. If you are interested in the DDT range of squid jigs, I highly recommend them. They're my favourite jig to use, and it just so happens that the UK dealer for them is Mick Ward at Mr Fish. So if you are interested in getting yourself a couple, as opposed to getting the Yamashitas and stuff like that, the DDT range, they're not expensive, they're worth every penny as well. Get in touch with Mick at Mr Fish and he'll sort you out. He's got some of them on the page now as well, so I'll put a link in the description of his DDT selection that he's got, and yeah, best of luck if you get some. So another nice one to the bucket on the DDT white killer. I keep calling it the white killer, I'm pretty sure it's the white killer. I'll have to double check, but if it's not, I'll put the proper name up now, and if it is, you won't see a name. But they all work. They're my favourite squid jigs to use, especially for the clearer water sort of fishing for the squid. I've kind of given up hope on that float rod now. although there are loads of gars swimming just out on the outside of the light there, but they're super sensitive to head torch light. When I shine the head torch on them, they're off. No squid chasing that in. Right guys, we got one on the lure and he's just nicking it, so I'm going to do that little strike thing and show you. So he's on the lure, there we go, just a little twitch. Now he's pumping, which means he's full on hooked in the mouth, in the tentacle area. He's definitely hooked, but this is where it's likely that he can come off. If he gives it a couple of big pumps, he's off. So you've just got to keep the line tight, keep them pins tight inside him and bring him up. It's not a bad one, this. Not a bad one at all actually, probably the biggest one of the session. He looks like he's hooked all right. I'm going to go for it. Oh, he's a good one. Wow. Wow, that's a good one. Not the biggest of the year, but for out here on the rocks, it's not a bad size. That's a good one. It's a better one anyway. Woohoo! Well guys, that's the best one of the trip so far. Managed to bag quite a few there, so happy days with that, but unfortunately no garfish to report. They've been ultra finicky tonight. They were there in numbers, but just not having it. So what a way to wrap up the video. Best squid of the night so far. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That would be much appreciated. Until the next session, until the next squid trip, tight lines, safe angling, and see you in the next video.